How's it, golf fans? Reid Fowler here in our DK Live studios. Congrats to Francesco Molinari for a fantastic Sunday to fend off a crowded leaderboard where we saw Tiger Woods hold the outright lead just long enough for all of us to think he was turning back the clock to the good old days. But I digress and dive back into what we're here for, our next course preview, the RBC Canadian Open at Glen Abbey Golf Course in Oakville, Ontario. The Canadian Open will be played on bent greens, measured just over 7,250 yards, and will be the first par 72 we've had in a while, which will be factoring into my key stats in just a little bit. Glen Abbey was the first designed by the famed Jack Nicklaus, the architect, and has held the Canadian Open over 20 times. He's won his tournament multiple times, but so has defending champ Johnny Vegas, who looks to become the first three-peat winner on tour since 2011. The field also includes Matt Kuchar, Bubba Watson, Brooks Koepka, and DJ, who missed the cut last week, and 16 native sons of Canada, including Nick Taylor, Corey Connors, and Adam Hadwin, rounding out a decent field, which is to be expected post-major week. Next year, this hopefully won't be the case as the tournament is moving to the week before the US Open. Players will be looking to this tournament to qualify for the US Open next year, if they haven't already, or make the final touch-ups to their game like Francesco Molinari did this year. The Canadian Open will be essentially trading spots with a tournament formerly known as the St. Jude in Memphis, which will now be the WGC event. Glen Abbey is not a difficult test, ranking 42nd out of 50 last year and has the most eagles made on the tour, listed at 71. As alluded to earlier, the shorter distance matched with 4 par 5s makes this course, where guys can essentially score on the par 5s. All of them between 500 to 600 yards, which are all gettable into for these guys, especially the bombers. This doesn't mean the DJs and the Bubbas are the only types of players who will win. We've also seen winners like Snedeker and Jim Furyk, who averages about 275 off the tee. So some core key stats I'm looking at is strokes gained off the tee, par 5 scoring, and birdie or better game. And one of my core plays again this week will be Tony Finau. Over the last 24 rounds, he's top 20 off the tee, 5th in birdie or better game, and number 1 in strokes gained par 5. Where we look at Jack Nicklaus course designs, he's even better, ranking top 5 in each of the aforementioned stat categories. As one of the oldest tournaments, the RBC Canadian Open will be a nice bounce back for some of these guys as they continue chasing the FedEx Cup playoffs.